If you
He does say a lot of things are going to happen, and I'm kind of waiting to see if they will, and I'm assuming like 50% of them are going to happen,
the
and he's
Jets are
going to
gonna
celebrate
sign
the
one of
50
the
he
two
gets
guards.
right, and
It's
the
gonna
other
happen.
50% are just going to like not.
Listen,
go over.
I would take $16 million to go play with Patrick Mahomes too. I too would take that deal. I didn't think Kansas City had money for that because they don't. The salary cap is a myth.
Welcome to another episode of Boom or Bust, the draft show. Max Chadwick alongside PJ Clark, Tate, Sigworth, and Nick Merriam. The first wave of free agency is over, so we're doing a post-free agency mock draft, how teams have shifted and how the NFL draft has shifted after free agency. Of course, be sure to follow our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Boom or Bust Draft. That's at Boom or Bust Draft. And leave some comments below for questions for our mailbag. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and please support us because support for us is brought to you by Manscaped. NFL draft season is still upon us. It's possible that you might have Trevor Lawrence's haircut in your pants. That's why our partners at Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming, have partnered with us to make sure you don't gamble on shaving your balls the same way that you like to gamble on football. For all of my draft geeks, we have an exclusive 20% off promo code Boom or Bust. That's Boom or Bust, all caps, no spaces, at manscaped.com. Because of their ceramic blade and skin-safe technology, your nicks and snags will be reduced. This is the perfect protection needed for your franchise quarter balls. Manscaped.com.
Jeez.
I love this ad read. Please, again, go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code Boom or Bust. That's Boom or Bust, all caps, no spaces, for 20% off your purchase and free shipping. You can buy any of the razors they have there. They have an awesome T-shirt that I'm rocking right now.
Look at that, Company Man.
Manscaped.com. Boom or Bust, all caps, no spaces, 20% off your purchase and free shipping. It's time to turn that team in your pants around with Manscaped. So again, we've done mock drafts before. You guys should know how we do it by now. But if you don't, each of us basically have taken 8 picks in the first round in different teams, and we basically just switched off every single pick. So PJ, this time you have the Jacksonville Jaguars with the first pick. Who are you taking?
Speaking of turning franchises around, his haircut is on his head. Trevor Lawrence, congratulations. Congrats to Jacksonville.
Wow, what a surprising pick. Great job.
Sound decision making. I think that's it. The draft's over. You did it.
Everybody go home. So it's over.
The Jets, I think it's at this point, I think we hopefully knocked it through people's heads that they should take a QB here. I would hope for PJ's sake. The discussion should be, yeah, well, I don't know. There's still people saying they shouldn't draft the QB. If they are, they shouldn't be saying that. But
it's true.
Who knows? The discussion is which QB, right? And I think Wilson is probably who they're going to take and who the NFL likes better and PJ wants. But the rest of us have kind of stuck to our guns in that we like Fields. So I'm going to take Fields, but can't really go wrong here with either of those. So, Justin Fields to the Jets, but take a QB. Just take a QB. Just do that.
All right, I got the Dolphins pick. Austin Jackson, probably not the long-term answer on the offensive line. I know they want it to
very
be.
Mean.
Sorry, I think it might be the truth. I think the slam dunk pick here, Penei Sewell, is just unreal talent and can keep Tua upright for years to come. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. PJ wants to take a quarterback here, but I'm against that. So Penei Sewell, go to Miami.
I think it would be smart to take a quarterback here. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I just think it would be smart.
Jackson battle with Hunt for right tackle.
Yeah, so I'm fourth with the Falcons. So I made the pick of Zach Wilson. Now, I know that a lot of people in the comments are probably like, dude, they just restructured Matt Ryan's contract. It's almost impossible to take a quarterback now because it's, a $40 million cap hit, dead cap if they cut him. I still would take Zach Wilson. I think the value here is really good. I don't know if they're going to be picking this highly again. This is a really good quarterback draft. And Matt Ryan is going to be 36 years old next year. So when it's as good of a quarterback draft as this is, Zach Wilson will probably be QB1 in a lot of other drafts. I just think if you're picking fourth and you have a slight question at quarterback, I like Matt Ryan. I still think he's a top 15 quarterback, but he's still 36 years old. You got to go with a quarterback here. So Zach Wilson's my pick.
Okay, so Penei Sewell is gone. Apparently, the signing of Riley Reif means that everything is okay with the Bengals offensive line. It's not, but I think the Jamar Chase Joe Burrow combination is too good to pass up. So I will be taking Jamar Chase to add into the T. Higgins Tyler Boyd fold there, and we're just gonna pray that Joe Burrow is upright to throw the ball to them, which is easier said than done.
They've got more picks to figure it out. Don't have to force it here, I guess. But Eagles, QB should be the choice if there's the top 3 on the board. I don't like Trey Lance here, actually, the more I think about it, just because, I think he needs some time, and I think this roster, at least offensively, is going to be in trouble. The O-line's good on paper, but old and beat up all the time, so I wouldn't want to. I think they're going to be picking high again next year, so I don't know why you would force a QB here. So we're going to take Kyle Pitts. Nick Sirianni loves the 2 tight end system. Pitts is a little more than a tight end probably, and is just a very different player to be getting at this point in the draft. So hopefully gives that Eagles offense some sort of look that other teams can't replicate.
Lines up now. Jared Goff needs someone to throw to. They lost Galladay. They lost Marvin Jones. So Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase is off the board. Devontae Smith headed to Detroit to catch balls from Jared Goff.
Yeah, I like that. Carolina 8. So he fell here. They need a quarterback. Easy pick here. Trey Lance going to Carolina. He reminds me a lot of Cam Newton. So Panthers fans probably either love or hate that a new Cam Newton is in Carolina. But I think Trey Lance is absolutely the pick here if he falls to 8.
If Panther fans are upset at all about a new Cam Newton, they deserve nothing. Okay, so 9, the Denver Broncos. Every mock draft we've ever done, every time we brought up the Denver Broncos, it's been cornerback. It's no longer a need because that's how free agency works. They paid money to fill their need. And Trey Lance is gone. So you know what that means, folks.
We're in danger.
McCorkle Jones, number 9 overall.
Boo.
Listen, I don't feel good about it. But they need a quarterback, and he's better than Drew Lock, and he's going to go in the top half of the first round, whether we like it or not. So here we are.
Mac Jones at 9, PJ.
Congrats
really
to Mac
good
Jones.
roster. I mean, you got to try and take
Mac
advantage of it.
Congrats to Mac Jones.
I want to vomit.
All right.
Congratulations, McCorkle.
Dallas still needs everything on defense, even though they got I know Keanu Neal, and people are saying Dan Quinn's gonna somehow fix them, even though cover 3 is an outdated system, whatever. And that Falcons never had a good defense anyway, so I don't really know why that's supposed to fix the Cowboys defense. So we're giving him a corner. Patrick Surtain, not the best scheme fit, but you gotta get defensive backs because they can't cover anyone.
Agreed. Moving over to the Giants, I'm going to stay with defense here. They need edge. They need linebacker. I think a guy who plays edge and linebacker would be Micah Parsons. So I think he can, roll into that defense and help him out, whether, you drop back into coverage, get to the quarterback. I think, he's fallen to 11 here. I think he might fall more in real life, but for me, I would take him right here.
So 12 49ers, another guy who I think will be falling a little bit further than this because of the back injuries, back surgery. Caleb Farley, I still like a lot. I still think he's probably got the highest ceiling out of all the corners. I agree. Patrick Surtain is by far the number 1 corner for me. But Farley, really high ceiling, And San Francisco's probably going to lose Richard Sherman in free agency. So they're going to need an outside corner. You can get someone like Caleb Farley, and I think that really helps your secondary a lot.
I do not think Caleb Farley is going in the first round after his second back surgery. So that is a take there, my friend. 13 Chargers.
You're a Drew Lock guy too.
I am a Drew Lock guy, but you got to reset the clock. All right, when Mac Jones goes in the top 10, we're coming back here, and when Caleb Farley falls out of the first round, we're coming back here.
This is not what we think is going to happen. What we would do.
I would take a quarterback because he's probably better than Drew Lock. Jerry Jeudy, you got the unity there.
PJ, would you take Kyle Trask in the top 10?
Oh. And I did. I took
Are
Mac
you sure?
Jones.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, but if you had the option, like if you had the Cowboys
I did have
pick at
the
10,
option. I did have the option.
they didn't re-sign Dak.
No.
This is the situation that
No.
What is this?
The Chargers, there will be parties in the streets of San Diego or Los Angeles or wherever the hell they play now because Rashawn Slater somehow fell to 13. Congratulations, Justin Herbert, I guess. You somehow were gifted the second best lineman in this draft. I don't know how I got here, but I'm sure he'll take it.
I think that Caleb Farley falling out of the first take is worse than the Mac Jones one, but okay.
Back surgeries, gen bad. Season-ending injuries every year, gen
so
bad.
So are so many other injuries. Like you took another player much higher that's had bad injuries. So we'll talk about that when we get there. Christian Darrisaw at 14, ninth player on my board. I love Christian Darrisaw. I think he's one of those plug-in guys left tackle, and the Vikings badly need one now that Riley Reif's gone, and that offense is very offensive line dependent, and it's not very good right now. So kind of have to get some offensive linemen now.
Viking Skull, let us know if that's a cool pick. Thumbs up, thumbs down in the comments. I know it's not a wide receiver.
He isn't going to play guard, okay?
Yeah, he'll play tackle for you, but I know he's not a wide receiver. 15, the Pats. Big wallet Patriots. They spent a lot of money on Nelson Aguilar, brought in Kendrick Bourne. I don't think either of those guys are exceptional. So Jalen Waddle, how you doing? Hanging out at 15. Take the top off the defense, maybe help out Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne and make them better than maybe they actually are. But I think the Pats would be running to the podium if this was the situation.
Yeah, so I've got Arizona now at 16. They desperately need a corner. I was really, really thinking about J.C. Horn here because I think he fits Arizona better. But I also think they need interior defensive linemen. And again, I am a massive, massive fan of Christian Barmore. So I'm taking Christian Barmore here at 16.
Thank you, J.J. Watt. Very cool. Just not existing.
They still need another one.
Okay.
J.J. Watt is older, and they're going to replace him at some point.
Yeah.
Same with Chandler Jones.
Yes, but
Let's go
Chandler
Syracuse.
Jones does not play the same position as Christian Barmore.
All right, Mac Jones.
All D-line.
Okay,
Jones.
again,
right,
when
Ben.
this happens, and I'll just get proven right,
It's not, I don't care if it happens or not. I care if it's a good or bad pick.
and
That
I
was a
think
bad
it's a
pick.
fine pick.
That was a bad pick.
I think it's a fine pick.
Oh.
You're just mad because Micah Parsons fell out of the top 10. Raiders 17. Mike Mayock is a crazy person. John Gruden is a crazy person. They will go for the guy I think has the highest ceiling in the entire draft when it comes to defensive players. It's Jalen Phillips. Easy, simple, edge one. They are not very talented on the defensive end. So throw some darts. Let it happen.
All right, 18 Dolphins, second first round pick. I went Sewell, offensive line the first time. There's talks of like Jamar Chase with the first pick, but I don't think that happens, or Devontae Smith. But I think wide receiver would be in a position to address, so I'm going with Rashad Bateman. I think he
Too
can
low.
play everywhere, XYZ. I'm a big Rashad Bateman fan. I think we all are here, so slot him in next to Devontae Parker and Will Fuller, and we're cooking.
Yeah, I was hoping that Bateman would fall to 19 at Washington, where I still think he needed a little more outside receiver help. But now we're kind of in a spot that I don't think we're taking receiver. I know a lot of fans are clamoring for linebacker. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is on the board, but I have Trayvon Moehrig higher on my board. I think a cover safety is also needed in that defense, so you plug him in there. Hopefully Landon Collins plays a little more box, more linebacker role where he's comfortable, and we're off and running and no one's going to score on us. So, yeah.
So Bears at 20 here. This is another position where, like, if you're the Bears, I would be trading up to try to get a quarterback. But there's no trade-ups in this mock draft, so I'm going to go with, unfortunately, Christian Darrisaw wasn't here. I'm going to go with my OT2,
Right.
Sam Cosmi. Can Sam Cosmi fix the Bears? Probably not, but we'll see.
It doesn't
Andy
hit as
Dalton.
It
well as
doesn't. It
Christian
doesn't hit
Darrisaw.
as hard as can Christian Darrisaw fix it.
Yeah, we need a Sports Illustrated cover for Sam Cosmi now.
We do.
So 12 or 21. I can't read. The Colts will not be picking 21st. They will trade back, but here we are. Cosme going the pick before this kind of moderately screwed me. So I'm taking Elijah Vera Tucker, who is better than Sam Cosme, but might not be a tackle. I think you play him at tackle and see what happens. I don't know. They have a glaring hole at left tackle. He was by far the best one left to me. The Colts are not picking 21st, so it's kind of a precarious situation to be in there.
So the guy that you think is better than the guy who was drafted before moderately screwed you? PJ, explain.
Sam Cosme is a left tackle, and
Okay.
Elijah Vera Tucker might not be. So I would have gone for the safer pick. But
Wow, PJ taking a safer pick. I think that's the first I've ever heard of that.
I took Trevor Lawrence, didn't I?
Wow, PJ. Congratulations. You took Trevor Lawrence.
We're getting
as the
testy
first
today.
overall
We're
pick.
getting really testy today.
22. Titans. They lost Adoree Jackson. They lost Malcolm Butler. I think they need a piece to fix that. My cornerback too. Also PJ's cornerback too. What's up, PJ? J.C. Horn still on the board. Headed to Tennessee to help fix that hole right before the Jets pick. PJ would be pulling those hairs out of his head
I may never be heard from
if
again.
this occurred in real life.
I may never be heard from again.
And then I've just like made PJ so upset because although this first round is fantastic for the Jets, he hates it. We're going somehow edge players have just fallen. We're going Kwity Paye at 23. Robert Saleh gets his offense going. He's got a lot of pieces to make that work, and he's got a ton of rotational players on that front four to get after the quarterback. And Kwity Paye, another guy who can play inside or outside, makes them similar to San Francisco and Saleh 2 years ago, in that they can really rotate and get after you. So Kwity Paye, I think, would be great if he somehow falls here. But
I would
don't know.
rather
PJ's
Kwity
not a
Paye.
big fan.
I would rather Kwity Paye for the Jets than Aziz, because I think
Alright.
Aziz is more of a
Fair enough.
linebacker. I would rather have Kwity Paye. So that's fine.
So I actually got my team here at 24 with the Steelers.
Wow,
which is
what a
ton-
surprise. How did that happen?
Which it was
It was
Nick that
random.
made the order. Nick made the
it
order.
was
not
random.
me.
I swear.
Okay.
Completely.
So there's no quarterback obviously to take here. Thank you, PJ.
He
and
wouldn't get here anyway.
I know there's no
Jones.
tackles either that I would take probably here. So I'm gonna go with a very Steelers pick. I still think it's kind of a need, even after drafting Devin Bush a couple years ago. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah coming to Pittsburgh. That's gonna be a really, really fun pick. And that linebacker core goes from a weakness to a very athletic core with Devin Bush and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. So he's the pick here.
I mean, I think that's fine. It works. So 25, the Jaguars' second pick now. They franchised Cam Robinson, who isn't great, but he's serviceable. So we're gonna go developmental tackle. We'll go Dylan Radins, have him sit for a year, have him play right tackle, but get him into an NFL strength program, get some weight on him, and I think he's a pretty high ceiling guy. And he was my next tackle available. So Dylan Radins for Trevor at 25.
All right, I made Tate upset when we did this, and I'd like to apologize because I didn't mean to ruin his team somehow with this pick. But Browns need effectively linebacker and edge, and that's really, I mean, I guess they could use a third receiver. Other than that, maybe a little more help in the secondary.
Rashard Higgins re-signed, Nicholas. What do you mean?
Yeah, but like,
A
who's the
third
natural? I guess
receiver?
they land. Is OBJ going to be there though? Like probably, but like,
Yes.
Does Odell play football anymore? I don't know.
He
Yes,
played
yes.
football,
His
huh?
contract is fully guaranteed.
they
He's not
could
going
use
to-
a fourth receiver. How about that? There you go.
Donovan Peoples-Jones exists.
They could use a fifth receiver
I'll settle for that.
or a tight end even. I don't know, because those other guys are very average. I'm gonna be honest with you. Pay $10 million to Austin Hooper, but
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm just saying things now to
I'll
just
settle for
annoy
that.
you.
I'll settle for that.
Linebacker and edge, right? And Azeez Ojulari was here, and I just have Zaven Collins higher on the board. Both would be fine picks, really. I think Zaven is.
I can't
just
believe
different,
Tate is
so.
get mad at this. Like
Yeah,
somehow
I mean, it's a
Tate
good
is.
pick. It's fine.
It's,
It's-
it's
So we're gonna take Zaven at 26, and the real reason he's angry is because of the next pick. Which, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm more annoyed because now I love Jock, Max drafted Jock. So in this theoretical world, I have to face Jock twice a year with the Steelers, and now I have to face Azeez Ojulari twice a year with the Ravens because they need edge help, and the Browns passed on him. I'd be happy with Zaven Collins. I'd be happy with Azeez Ojulari. I'm praying Jock falls to the Browns, but I don't think that happens.
So I really struggled here with this Saints pick. So I think they need a corner, and I think they need a receiver. I think corners. Yeah, they're in a weird spot. I think corner's a slightly bigger need. So that's why I went with my number 3 corner, Asante Samuel Jr. Can play on the slot, can play on the outside, I think. Definitely helps them out because it just cut Janoris Jenkins to save some cap space too. So they needed a corner. I think Asante Samuel Jr. would be a good pick here at 28.
Okay, 29. Packers. I'm keeping it simple. I think they run a zone. What is that face? What is that face?
Yeah, I mean, let's just not get Aaron Rodgers any more help. I'm fine. You go ahead, Peach. Go ahead.
They run a zone. They got Aaron Jones back. They're done adding offense. That's how they work. For the brand, they run a zone scheme, and the next best quarterback on my board is Iffy Melifonwu. So we're going Iffy. That's it. CB5 in the first round. That's it.
I mean,
just silence.
That's it. They run a zone scheme. They need a zone corner.
Oh boy.
This would be in the above average decisions I expect Guntakos to make for them because it could go so much worse than this. But I just so now I'm with the Bills here, and
it's a scheme fit.
Kadarius
Are you
and
booing me?
Rondale.
I'm right.
Yeah, it's good. Like whatever, cool. But like I just by far I think the rest of us have receivers a little higher on the board.
He's demanding a trade after this draft.
Yeah,
he's just demanding a trade.
Jordan Love will sit there and like it.
Darius and Rondale are also very good scheme fits, but whatever. We're moving on.
Rondale's
Both those guys are available.
I think that hype train has been derailed.
What's up?
Rondale's 5'7". I think the hype trade might be a little bit derailed.
I don't know. It does not matter. He runs under people's shoulder pads. He does jump very high. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I've often said you have to throw 40-yard jump balls to guys who are 5'7". Got to show off the jumping ability.
Agree.
I've often said this.
Whatever.
Wow, everyone's just coming at everyone's throats today. I love this.
Anyways, those two are by far the top 2 players I have available, but the Bills are not. I mean, are we going to draft another receiver here? Probably not. I mean, they're loaded at receiver. They could, cool.
Viking Skull would say you need more receivers. The Vikings have the top 2 of the top 5 receivers, and he says more receivers.
I did consider it. If I were to pick between those two, I think actually Rondale probably better just because at least it's something different from their offense, whereas Kadarius is more of a normal route runner. I think you at least give Rondale as a gadget guy that changes up the play calling, but we're going to go Ronnie Perkins here, or get him an edge player.
Ronnie.
I think
King Ronnie.
Shooting up the board for me. He's
Ronnie.
Just a guy that's produced in the few games he played this year against NFL talent, really good against the run and as a pass rusher, and I think NFL teams just see him as he had some off-field things, but he's a clean prospect on the field, and I think the Bills just need some high-upside pass rushers to take advantage of what they have defensively.
All right, guys, shut it down. League's no longer fun.
Football's over. Football's over.
Football's there's no point anymore. Kadarius Toney is on the Chiefs. The NFL's no fun. It's over. It doesn't matter who the other teams are. Kadarius Toney is on the Chiefs. Shut it down.
Congratulations for football being over.
Well, we'll see because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl, and
the Bucks did just kind of pound them.
Yeah,
and they don't have a left tackle.
They don't have a yeah. Well, they also I think it's tough because I don't think they have any glaring needs on their roster. But I was looking at maybe the best players available, and I saw Levi and Muzurike. I think they need a little bit of help on the interior defensive line. I don't think it's that bad. Obviously, Vita Vea is really good. They got Steve McClendon and Sue just for signed too.
Big Steve.
But I think Levi would be good. He's a top 20 player on my board, so here at 32 is a good value. He's very athletic, and I think it would do a lot of damage in Tampa Bay. So that's our first round mock draft. Of course, be sure to follow our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Boom or Bust Draft. Leave comments below for our mailbag. Please, again, like and subscribe to the channel. So for PJ
please
Clark,
leave comments about how much you hate all of our picks.
Yes,
we are here to argue, as you can tell.
We
Mac
love it.
Jones at 9.
So for PJ
Clark,
Tate
happening.
Sigworth, and Nick Merriam, I'm Max Chadwick. Have a great night.